And we begin this newscast with the latest update coming in on the informal summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping, who are expected to visit Mahabalipuram near Chennai in the second week of October for the second informal summit with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And according to sources, the summit is scheduled to take place between October 11th to 13th. This is the latest we are getting from our sources that President Xi Jinping of China is expected to visit India between October 11th to the 13th, and he will be visiting the town of Mahabalipuram near Chennai. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant Sibbal for more details, who's joining me on the phone line. Siddhant, Mahabalipuram or Mammalapuram is already getting a facelift as the town prepares to host the informal summit between Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What can we expect out of this summit? Let's not forget that the two armies also raised a toast to friendship yesterday on the occasion of the 70th China Day.
Yes, this is an important development. It's all now expected that the summit will take place, though, of course, officially there is no announcement by the Indian side or by the Chinese side. But a lot of focus right now on the second informal summit, especially coming in the backdrop of the Chinese taking up Kashmir. Of course, we know that the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson has said that Kashmir will not be the main focus of this informal summit, the second informal summit. Last year when the summit took place in Wuhan, we know that strategic guidance was given by the Indian leadership and the Chinese leadership on how to make sure that there is no major incident at the border. Because remember, this informal summit series which has started, it started after the Doklam crisis of 2017, in which we saw how the Chinese forces tried to occupy a part of Bhutan and claiming that it is Chinese territory. And of course, we saw that how the Indian side crossed over and made sure that there is no violation of the sovereignty. So pretty much the focus on making sure that how these two major countries in Asia are able to sort out their differences and hopefully make sure that their differences do not become disputes.
Siddhant, it's also important to note that the timing of this entire summit is happening at a time when Prime Minister Imran Khan of Pakistan's visit could also cast a shadow over Xi Jinping's visit to India, because let's not forget that he is expected to visit China on October 8th.
Well, yes, we have seen those reports as well. The Pakistanis are always keen to dramatize the situation, whether it's New York, whether it's Beijing, or whether it's Islamabad itself. We know that last week the Pakistani Foreign Minister was not entering the room where the Indian External Affairs Minister was speaking, and suddenly we saw they coming out with an invitation for the former Prime Minister of India for the Kartarpur Corridor initiative. But talking about what the Pakistanis are up to, well, Pakistanis will be keen to always show that they are important, which is not the case. They are not getting any traction at the world stage. And the Chinese also understand that when it comes to Pakistan, they're by and large the colony of China, and they do understand that Pakistan's only use or resource to the Chinese is for connectivity. But when it comes to India, India has told the Chinese clearly that we are a sovereign country, we are not a pushover, and it was very clear after the Doklam crisis, and that is why we saw informal summit starting between the two countries. So clearly, when it comes to India, China, these are two large countries who will decide the fate of Asia. Pakistan, being the nuisance, will always remain the nuisance.
Absolutely. And in fact, post the Doklam crisis, India and China relations have witnessed an upswing. And let's hope that this informal summit expected to take place in the second week of October actually only brings more momentum to the bilateral relationship that the two countries share. Thank you so much, Siddhant Sibbal, for bringing us all those details. And stay